Hello people, I'm Jaby KOAY, joined by Hope James, and we're looking at two 19-year-olds dropped out of Stanford to build India's next tech unicorn.
Is this true?
Oh, it's a news report.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can't trust the news all the time.
All news is real and accurate and without lies. What are you talking about, Hope James?
Fake news!
There's no such thing.
Unicorns don't exist!
You guys, thanks so much for joining us. Hit that subscribe button or subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. While you're subscribing and upvoting, make sure to check out Hope's handles in the link in the description below. You click on that and follow her on the Instagrams and all that good stuff. So, here we go.
When we started this 12 months ago, every conversation we had was, you're totally out of your mind, this is never going to work.
Yet, in less than a year, these two Stanford University dropouts have managed to prove these early doubters wrong.
At that point, we had already scaled to a couple $1 million of annualized revenue. We said, here's an opportunity to raise a large amount of capital. It's got clear product market fit. How many people in their lifetimes get an opportunity to build a potential generational company? And we figured that was just sort of a more exciting opportunity than studying at an elite university.
Oh man, both sound
And their
great.
leap of faith has so far paid off. The 19-year-old founders intend to change the way groceries are delivered in India. Their company is now valued at $900 million.
Oh.
Good for them.
Adit Palicha and Kavalia Vora are the founders of Zepto, a startup from India that promises to deliver groceries in less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
They are just one of many businesses to join the wave of what's known as quick or instant commerce. The childhood friends founded the business in July 2021, right in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. Operations started 2 months later.
Okay, that makes sense.
At the time, there was a surge in demand for delivery services as many stayed home during nationwide lockdowns. Zepto says it's now adding 100,000 new users daily ever since its launch 1 year ago, making it one of the fastest growing quick commerce apps in India.
Grocery is such a high frequency category. It's not a purchase that you make once a month or once every 2-3 months. You're making grocery purchases, at least in India, multiple times a week, right? And so when you're engaging in a chore that's very high frequency, the friction of getting that chore done is paramount.
The idea for Zepto came while they were stuck inside their homes in Mumbai during a lockdown.
At that time, online groceries would take 6-7 days to deliver.
Wow.
Offline options were practically shut down or unavailable, right? So it was incredibly difficult for us to get groceries. And we had sort of similar conversations with our neighbors that complained about pretty much the same problem. That's when we said, hey, we love building. We've done that sort of growing up as kids as well. Why don't we try building a solution for the folks in our neighborhood?
Adit and Kavalia are no strangers to the instant grocery delivery business. In 2020, they started KiranaKart, offering supermarket delivery services in Mumbai.
During KiranaKart, we've been delivering...
I can't get over how old these guys are. They're 19, 20 years old, and they have a company that's valued at almost $1 billion. That's wild. What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, we can't go down that path. That's a very sad goal.
It makes me just so, what do you call it, when you start having like a midlife crisis, but when you're thinking about the decisions you've made with your life, it's a...
all the time.
What's that called? All the time.
All the time.
I forgot what that's called.
Regret?
No.
Whoops.
I forgot. There's a phrase or a word for it where you're having one of those crises of like...
Panic attack?
No, it's okay.
Breakdown? Call your therapist?
Hey, Chara. What do you call it when you're having a crisis in your life where you're questioning all the decisions you've ever made and stuff?
A midlife crisis.
What's another phrase for that?
Life crisis.
Yeah.
A panic attack.
Wow, you're saying all the things that Hope said. What else?
See?
Existential crisis. That's what it is.
All right.
An existential crisis. I knew it would come to me.
Thank you.
Where you're having just an existential crisis about like everything you've done, and it's like, oh my God, is this the right path?
No, you'll never know until you're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Roughly around 45-minute type delivery timeframes, right? There were some people that were getting their deliveries in a 10-15-minute time frame. And the customer-facing metrics in terms of their retention and how much they like the platform was significantly higher for those people that got their deliveries in that 10 to 15 minute time
Absolutely.
frame, which is why we said, hey, look, maybe there's some value exploring that.
That's quite a...
In order to fulfill grocery orders in under 10 minutes, the duo established a network of dark stores or micro-distribution hubs across cities.
How do you do
We
this?
design our network across the city to make sure that our points of pickup are very close to population clusters in a specific neighborhood. And what ends up happening is that the average distances of our deliveries are so short that we're able to get deliveries done consistently in 10 minutes.
How?
Right now, the average distance of a
just
Zepto
shopping
delivery
takes
is
time.
between 1.7 to 2 kilometers, where food delivery or any other sort of hyperlocal delivery would be as high as 2 to 2.5 times larger than
Dude, I
that,
take
or
forever at
longer
the
than
grocery
that.
store.
Today, Zepto operates hundreds of dark stores across 10 cities in India, with tens of thousands of delivery drivers at work. The startup says it is currently delivering 90 to 95% of its orders in 5 to 20 minutes.
That's wild.
But Zepto isn't the only quick commerce startup in India, and competition is heating up both domestically and globally.
Okay.
The country's online grocery market is set to be worth around $24 billion by 2025.
If you look at all the other major categories of e-commerce, electronics, apparel, you take all of them and combine them, they're a fraction of the grocery market. And so we see sort of that opportunity being, too compelling to pass up.
So, what does Zepto need to do to set itself apart?
So this is something that I wonder about with regards to pollution and just like what it's doing to the globe. After pandemic hit, everything kind of shut down, right? And now a lot of auditions are actually conducted at home online. It makes me wonder how that is impacting the environment because you have so much fewer actors who are actually on the road, driving to auditions, parking, starting the car up again, going to the next audition, whatever. If you're doing this from home, if you're doing self-tapes, isn't that cutting down significantly on gas when so many people who are in Los Angeles are actors and actresses? And so it makes me wonder, how does this affect the environment? If like most families are staying home, not most, but a lot more and more families are staying home and just using these apps to have their groceries delivered, they're not going out, they're not spending the gas or taking an auto rickshaw or whatever. How does that affect the environment?
But somebody else is.
Yes, but potentially that person who's shopping is shopping for multiple people.
Fair. So instead of like everybody going, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, it's like,
Yeah, at least in LA, that's what's happening is like whoever you have order your food from, whatever app it is, I forgot the name. I don't use those apps. Achara does.
Do you want the names of the apps?
I was trying to, but it's okay.
Uber Eats.
There you go, Uber Eats. When you order from them, they're not just shopping for you generally, they're shopping for a group of people. It cuts down on the gas of all those individuals going to the store.
A survey of European consumers found that user experience, fast delivery, and reliability were the top priorities for customers choosing an instant grocer.
Those are fair
Reliability
priorities.
comes in many ways. One is reliability in terms of, yes, it deliver on time, but also reliability in terms of if I order 10 things, I'll get those exact 10 things.
See, that's
Yeah.
annoying
Also,
when you
if I order
don't.
fruits and vegetables,
Yeah.
they're the highest quality possible.
That's why I stopped
Ooh.
doing my
that's
online
sort of
groceries.
where Zepto comes in and has taken this market by storm.
Zepto's popularity has investors excited too. As of May 2022, the company had attracted $360 million from investors, including Y Combinator, US Healthcare Consortium, Kaiser Permanente, and Nexus Venture Partners.
I think one of the key drivers of the investment success that we've had that has been very difficult to raise new equity capital from is because unlike a lot of players in the space, we've actually put ourselves in a position where we've had a lot of operating discipline. When we went to investors this time around, we showed very, very clear paths to profitability.
Smart.
We went from $0 in revenue roughly a year ago to today we're doing hundreds of millions of dollars
That's
in
insane.
annualized revenue. We're still talking in terms of multiples and not percentages when it comes to our growth rate. And that's something that we're excited by.
So to the thing I mentioned a moment ago, I wonder, when you order from Zepto, is it one deliverer doing one order? Are they fulfilling order for one customer and that's it, and then they go deliver to that customer? Because if that's the case, you're not really cutting down on the pollution from smog and whatnot.
Yeah.
Even so, the days of easy money for cash-burning tech companies are gone, as interest rates rise and investors demand more results. Zepto claims it has managed to reduce its cash burn rate by 5 times on a per-order basis, while making $200 to $400 million in annualized revenue. How did you guys manage to keep your cash burn low?
We're in a position where if you look at the size of our balance sheet, we have effectively got capital to last us multiple years in the context of this downturn. And we also have our overall sort of capital spent as a percentage of revenue operating in a very healthy place, especially for a high growth consumer internet company, forcing ourselves to be efficient to make every dollar last.
I like
We're able
the
to
shirt.
do more orders with the same amount of cash We're able to acquire more customers with the same amount of cash. Q1 of 2022, we grew about 800 to 900%. Q2 is looking like roughly 300% or so. With that 300% growth, we were able to keep burn flat, where in most companies, it would be growing exponentially along with that growth, right? You're spending at least 2x more in cash.
Zepto's name comes from Zeptosecond, which is the smallest unit of time.
That's so cute.
But as demand for fast deliveries grow in India, so does the pressure on drivers to complete orders as quick as they can, sometimes at the expense of their safety. In February this year, New York City legislators proposed a bill that would ban delivery companies from promoting 15-minute delivery times. This was due to worker and pedestrian safety concerns.
I agree with this.
Yeah.
I actually do agree with this. I think it's awesome what these two 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds have done. Like this building this company is amazing.
I forgot they were 19.
Yeah. But what they've done, it's brilliant. It's amazing. But the one thing, the one contention I might have, the one disagreement I might have with it is this notion of 10 to 15 minutes. I think that's not just dangerous, but like if you extend that to, I don't know, 45 minutes, I think the customer will be all right. While we want things now and like 5 minutes ago, if you get it in 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you'll be fine. You can wait the extra 30 minutes for that food to arrive, right? What that allows is a cut down on traffic, on smog. All that stuff being expended into the air is what concerns me, and it's like we have so much traffic. If you can help mitigate that in any way, like these online auditions is doing for actors in LA, you know, if you can help mitigate it, why not do that, you know? It's just better for the environment. When you have this thing where people are like rushing to get these orders fulfilled in 10 minutes, it's not really helping the environment, and it's also jeopardizing the safety of workers. It's like a lot of pressure to have all day long. I don't know if you can just opt out like you do with Uber here. I don't know how it works with Zepto.
What do you mean opt out?
If I'm working Uber, which I haven't done, but if I'm working Uber, I can work for 15 minutes, I can work for 10 hours.
Okay.
There are similar concerns in India too, as the instant commerce space becomes more popular. How are you guys managing your fleet safety?
A lot of people do misunderstand how we get fast deliveries done, right? The thought process is that, okay, you get fast deliveries done because you're pushing your riders to drive rationally. The reality is actually that our business model is designed to deliver the core value proposition of 10-minute delivery through short distances and not fast speeds. We're seeing our average distance per delivery between 1.7 to 2 kilometers per hour. 60 to 90 seconds goes in pack and dispatch. You got 8.5 minutes to effectively travel 1.7 to 2 kilometers. That's about 21 kilometers per hour, which is really well within even what the average Indian biker would travel on the road, right? Could comfortably 27 kilometers per hour.
According to Zepto, there are no penalties for delayed deliveries, nor are there any incentives for early deliveries.
We've got medical insurance, free doctor consultations, family health care, along with other benefits that sound basic to you and I, but are actually luxuries for them.
The fresh funding that Zepto has in the bag may seem like a luxury too, but Adit and Kavalia are determined to grow their company sustainably while eyeing expansion into other cities in India.
We're hoping, I guess, over the next couple of quarters that we can touch sort of the billion mark when it comes to annualized gross revenue. Currently, the thing that we're trying to maintain, basically spending less month on month. I think we're blessed with sort of a business that's growing rapidly. This sort of came out as a personal project between Kavalia and I to see if we could solve a problem at a small scale in our neighborhood, and then eventually sort of evolved into the company that we are today, and which we're incredibly grateful for.
I hope they're best friends.
That's dope. I like what they're saying. I think it's really cool. Can you imagine if you had made better decisions when you were 19 years old?
I mean, that's a lot of responsibility. I'm okay with them taking that. I don't want to own this business. I like other people doing it for me.
Yeah, I mean, more money, more problems. That's a lot of responsibility.
Yes. But also good for them. They seemed like they wanted a business of some sort.
I applaud it. I think that's so awesome that they were able to pull this off. I mean, the ingenuity of it at 19 years old and just put it into play and to see it come to fruition like that. That doesn't happen to everybody. They seem like good people. I'm gauging that off of a little NBC video. But
the other guy
like...
didn't speak, did he?
Yeah, but I'm just reading their body language.
Yeah.
And I think he did speak. They just seem like nice people. I guess it's easier to be nice when things are going right for, you know, the first 2 years of your business. Like that's not a common thing. A lot of people, venture into businesses. A lot of them don't do well.
It would be interesting if somebody works for Zepto, and what their experience is like do they like working there, or like do they enjoy the health?
I mean, yeah, this obviously they're talking kindly about their own business because they're supposed to. They're about how they treat their workers because they're supposed to, because you're promoting a positive image. That would be something interesting to learn about.
Like if their workers really enjoyed it, then I'd be like all on board.
Yeah.
Great.
But it sounds like the benefits that they are giving to their employees is pretty cool. Like, that's awesome. Anyways, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Let us know your feelings in the comments below. Have you used Zepto? What do you think of it?
Zepto.
I'm Jaby KOAY. This is
Hope James.
Peace out.